Hi, I'm Jeff Bailey, founder of Avita Yoga. In this short video, I'm going to show you some shapes, two shapes in fact, to help resolve sciatic pain. Remember, look below, download my free informational booklet about Avita Yoga and learn how it works, how it restores joint health, resolves joint pain, and really brings mobility for life. But in this video, we're going to look at ways to release the tension around the sciatic nerve, which radiates this very annoying pain down, often through the lateral part of the leg, even into the foot and into the toes. The first thing we got to do is relieve the pressure on that nerve. Now, we don't know if the pressure that's being put on the nerve is in the hip, around the piriformis muscle. We also don't know if it could be being pinched up in the lumbar spine. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to address both simultaneously. You're going to need a wall, ideally. You're going to scoot in very close to the wall. It'll also work to put your legs over a chair or an ottoman. But we get in close to the wall, we roll back, put the legs up, bend the knees, lift the hips, support the pelvis, ideally with a bolster, or you could fold up a thick wool blanket. Even a couple inches of elevation will do. Why? Because once we get the legs up, we support only the pelvis. The low back gets to release. The low back gets to move like a hammock toward the floor. This alone could help relieve the sciatic sensation. So let's pause here a moment, relax, and feel the belly hollowing out and moving toward the floor. Just relaxing here alone can help resolve some of the sciatic pain. And then we bring the right knee toward the right shoulder, potentially interlocking the fingers over the knee and sinking the knee toward the right shoulder. Now this brings mobility to the hip. If there's tension in the rotator muscles or the piriformis, it's going to bring a release to those muscles. It helps open up the lumbar spine, putting some freedom and some space around the nerve roots. We would stay here for about 1 to 2 minutes and then release. Interlock the fingers over the left knee and bring the left knee toward the left shoulder. Relaxing in the shape, using the arms to support the movement. The low back releases. We increase the freedom around the hip joint. We're not really going for a stretch. We're going for a release. The recommended time is 1 to 2 minutes, but if it's soothing and it feels good, you can spend a little more time here. Trust your intuition. When the time is right, release your leg up onto the wall and pause a moment. Adjust the bolster for proper support and comfort. There is a tendency to slide away, which is why we start very close to the wall. A sticky mat, some sort of non-slippery surface will help keep you in place. That's hip flexion. Now we're going to bring a little rotational quality into the hip. It's the figure 4 shape. You put the right ankle on the left thigh, very close to the knee, and then bend the left knee, sliding the foot down the wall. Now I'm looking for the release in the right hip. You may feel a stretchy sensation there. Again, the low back is being encouraged to relax and move toward the floor with very little effort. We don't have to go looking for sensation. We allow the right hip to release. We allow the low back to move. And then you can press the left foot into the wall a little tiny bit, just enough to encourage the low back toward the floor. It's just enough to stabilize the pelvis on the bolster. And I'm encouraging the belly to be more concave. Each exhale, I can sink the belly down toward the floor a little bit. All of this encouraging the release of the lower back and releasing any potentially impinged nerve roots in that area. 1 to 2, even 3 minutes. Slide the leg up. Release the right foot up. Other side. Bend the left knee. Cross the left foot over the right thigh near the knee. Bend the right knee. Let the low back sink down. See if you start to feel restriction in the left hip in this case, you stop and let it resolve. And I'm pressing into the right foot just enough. It's a slight thing, just enough to keep the pelvis balanced, supported by the bolster, so that I can encourage the belly to relax down, which means the low back is releasing. It should be soothing. The time and the shape should be welcome. When the time is right, slide the right foot back up the wall. Release the left foot up onto the wall. And pause a moment. Relax. Let the passive qualities of the shape work for you. It's a very peaceful practice. Now you could relax here in the shape a little longer. When the time is right, you're going to bend both knees. Hollow the belly, press the feet into the floor. Move the sit bones toward the ceiling. Again, asking the low back to release. You pull the bolster off to the side. Maintain the shape a moment. Palms down, throat open. Press into the wall to build a little connection through your structure into the upper back. And bit by bit by bit, lower back down. Keep drawing the pubic bone toward your nose. Keep moving the sit bones toward the ceiling. So I want to get differentiation of movement through each lumbar spine as I lower back down toward the floor. The lower I go, the slower I go. Perfection not required. We're asking this often very rigid part of the body to move a little bit. And once the tailbone is down, extend the legs back up and rest again. You might even need to inch back a little bit at this point, but let's rest here. Feel the sacrum resting on the floor. Feel the low back and the kidney area relaxing onto the floor. After a moment's rest, bend the knees, roll onto one side, and push yourself back up. Okay, so those are two simple shapes, and the movement that we did coming out of the shapes, that's very helpful too. There's so much more to the practice, and there's more shapes for relieving sciatic pain. There's another link below that you might click through for a short series of classes designed exactly to release sciatic pain. If you have any questions about the practice, put them in the comments below. I am here to help. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.